September 10th, Calgary. A youth hockey tryout and a player takes a difficult hit.
As a dad watching, you're hoping that he can get up. He didn't get up right away. He wasn't moving.
August 6th, New Westminster, BC. An 81-year-old former city councillor suffers a stroke. 911 is called right away.
Luckily, there were some friends with her, and one was a doctor.
But when Seva Brar and Lori Williams needed the help of an ambulance, it wasn't there. Seva, just 14, waited on the ice for more than an hour before the fire department responded instead. And while an ambulance eventually came for Williams, it was 2 hours before she reached a hospital just a few blocks away. She's been left partially paralyzed by her stroke.
Well, obviously we need to change something, right? Like, this is not just in Calgary, this is Canada-wide.
Paramedics across the country agree ambulances are struggling to get to calls as fast as they should in every province and territory.
Bystanders are waiting an extraordinary long time for paramedics to get to scene because we're tied up in hospitals. We're seeing this with people who have fallen, hip fractures. We're seeing the elderly suffer.
It's a symptom of a health system in crisis across the board. After more than 2 years of COVID, health workers are burnt out. Staffing levels are falling just as demand for care is on the rise.
The numbers are coming up in all areas. I think people in mental health crisis, certainly some of the addiction crisis are standing out, but it's in general, it's all types of calls are coming up.
Advocates say Canada's health system is in need of an emergency overhaul, a restructuring to meet the needs of an aging population, dealing with an escalating crisis of addictions and mental health.
Remember, the system was built in the 60s. The 60s and today's as two different kind of worlds. It is important that we consider an increase in funding, but funding is not just the only solution.
But solutions are needed now, with a potentially tough flu season poised to add more pressure to a system unable to cope. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.